Okay, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council to order Monday, December 12, 2022 at 7 p.m. And with that, may I have everybody rise for the invocation led by Pastor Musan Cannon, Book of Ministry, the salute to the flag, and presentation of colors by the Veterans Foreign Wars Post 9148, Pledge of Allegiance by Mark Santa Inez, and the national anthem will follow by Jonathan Bertios from Bellflower High School vocal ensemble. And we have the invocation.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all this evening? We want to acknowledge the fact that this is not a joke. This is the real deal. And personally, before I offer an invocation, I'd like to personally congratulate all the winners. Like if you've ever been involved in any kind of contest and they say, when you hear your name, or they say, and the winner is?
Us.
Well, let's give it up to them, if you would, with me. Yeah, the winner is. And some of us were talking earlier, and we dare to recognize that that was not, nor will this be going forward, a slam dunk. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, isn't that real? This is not a joke. Therefore, might we take it with a certain degree of real appreciation and also kind of sobriety on the one hand, and then certainly celebrate on the other hand, that we might experience the best of both worlds, so to speak. Is that a winner, or will that work for you? Okay, because it's really that kind of situation. I want you to know, as I prepare to share my invocation, that I haven't always had the degree of appreciation for public service that I presently have. But now I can proudly say that I'm a happy recipient of some of the benefits that these men go to work with their hearts and their minds and put their real whole selves into what they do. And now we get to enjoy the bennies, as some people used to say, or the benefits. So join me, if you would, please. I'd like to offer prayer on their behalf. Almighty God, we are so thankful for you being our wonderful, faithful creator. We thank you for enabling us to remain or be in the land of the living. And we especially thank you, of all places, that we might be in the city of Bellflower. Some might dare to say, like they said about Nazareth years ago, can any good thing come out of Bellflower? The answer is certainly it can, because we have a lot of good things going on here. We want to honor those who are the actual winners. They've achieved the great work of winning the election. And we thank you that they have a lot to look forward to, because they want to do great things in our city. Lord God, please bless them with your help. We recognize that you've gone on record as saying, certainly in the book of 1 Chronicles, that you've revealed that it is in your hand to make great and to give strength unto all. As intelligent and as capable as these men are, we do ask that you please give them an extra oomph, a dose of energy and encouragement and strength and confidence to know that they can do what they have set before them, because you're there to help them to be successful. I ask that you please bless them as they are sworn in this evening, as they prepare for the work ahead, and that as they celebrate between those two places, may you be with them, may your presence be known in their lives, and may we all be recipients of the benefits thereof. This I ask in the name of your Son, Jesus, whose birthday we are preparing to celebrate momentarily. In Jesus' name. Amen.
With your hand over your heart, please join me in honoring our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, you can be seated. City Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Hamada?
Here.
Councilmember Coops?
Here.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Santinas?
Here.
Mayor Dutton?
Here. Okay, item 9A on the agenda is certification of election results. Mr. Stewart, want to introduce this agenda item?
This is consideration possible action to adopt resolution number 22-71, a resolution reciting the facts of the general municipal election consolidated with the general election held on November 8th, 2022, declaring the result of such matters as provided by law.
Is there any public comments on this item? Not seeing any, I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution 22-71.
I'll move resolution number 22-71.
Second.
Any further discussion? Please call roll, please.
Councilmember Hamada?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Santinas?
Aye.
Mayor Dutton?
Aye. Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Councilmember Coops for the swearing in.
We'll now move on to the oath of office ceremony. The Honorable Deborah L. Sanchez, Judge of Superior Court, and Pastor A.D. Gartley of Faith Community Baptist Church will be administering the oaths of office tonight. Also, would Mrs. Hamada, Mrs. Santa Ynez and family, and Ms. Dutton please join Judge Sanchez and Pastor Gartley on stage? Councilmember-elects Hamada, Santa Ynez, and Dutton, will you please take your places in the presentation area to take your oaths.
The Honorable Deborah L. Sanchez, Judge of the Superior Court, will administer the oath of office to Councilmember-elect Raymond Y. Hamada.
Thank you. I, Raymond Hamada,
I, Raymond Hamada,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon the duties I'm about to enter.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
The Honorable Deborah L. Sanchez, Judge of the Superior Court, will administer the oath of office to Councilmember-elect Sunny R. Santinas.
Ready? I, Sunny Santa Ynez,
Sunny Santa Ynez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Pastor A.D. Gartley will administer the oath of office to Councilmember-elect Ray Dutton.
I, Ray Dunn,
I, Ray Dutton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
in charge of the duties of which I'm about to enter.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Sanchez and Pastor Gartley. The city clerk will now present the certificates of election.
Gentlemen, on behalf of the voters of this great city, it is not only my duty but my privilege to present each of you with your certificate of election. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ray.
Mr. Stewart, next item, please.
This would be city council reorganization. City clerk will administer it or begin it.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Nominations are now open for the office of mayor of the city of Bellflower. Nominations do not require a second.
I'd like to nominate Santi Santa Ynez for mayor.
I second the motion. Second the motion.
Okay, hearing no further nominations, nominations are closed. When I call your name, please state aye or no. Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Hamada?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Councilmember Santinez?
Aye.
Congratulations, Mayor Santinez.
Thank you.
I will turn the meeting over to you to conduct the nominations for the office of Mayor Pro Tem.
Might need that.
All right. Thank you, former Mayor Danton, and thank you very much, City Clerk. Nominations are now open for the office of Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Bellflower. Nominations do not require a second.
Mr. Mayor, it'd be my privilege and honor to nominate Councilmember Raymond Hamada for Mayor Pro Tem.
And I'll second that motion.
Councilmember Hamada has been nominated for Mayor Pro Tem by Councilmember Sanchez and seconded by Councilmember Coops. Are there any further nominations? Hearing no further nominations, nominations are closed. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
When I call your name, please state aye or no. Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Hamada?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Hamada.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's my honor.
Well, at this time, just to make a few comments. First of all, I want to thank the voters of Bellflower for putting us back in the City Council. And congratulations to my fellow council member-elect Danton and Hamada. First of all, I want to recognize the presence of my family in the audience, my wife Irma, my son Mark, his wife Sophia, and my daughter Ellen, who were with me when I took the oath of office. I also want to recognize my sisters, Caridad and Patricia, my sister-in-law Maureen, my niece Marika and her husband James, my nephew Ed. I don't see Eric yet. Is he here already? Not yet, okay. Thank you guys for your support. I know it's been many, many long years that I've been in City Council, and especially during election time where I needed your help. You didn't hesitate to help me out. Again, congratulations to Mayor Pro Tem Hamada. And I want to thank my fellow council members for electing me as the mayor for 22-23. It's very humbling to be elected mayor of your city, and especially in my case because, as you know, I wasn't born here. I'm a transplant to the U.S. And to be a mayor of your own city, it's just awesome. That's the way to describe it. It's just awesome. And there's no better word to say that. And I don't take this very lightly because as an elected official, it takes so much responsibility. We're in the limelight, let's face it, just like tonight, we're in the limelight. But over the years and every day, we're always out there. But let's not forget that the work is being done by staff. And I want to recognize our wonderful staff for all the work that they do. They really make us look good. And I just want to remind our residents that Bellflower is so fortunate to have this council. And I can say that proudly because I don't want to throw any other city under the bus. But if you just watch the council meetings at our neighboring cities, you will just be impressed how your council conducts its meeting. In addition to that, when we go to conferences, we are the envy of the region because we sit together at lunch, especially lunch, without violating the Brown Act, though. Let me just assure you that. We sit together, but in other cities, the council members don't even sit together at conferences. And I see that. It pains me to see that. But your council is very cohesive because we work together. We don't agree all the time. There's always differences. And if you look at the minutes of the meeting, most of the votes are 5-0. There's a few 4-1 votes, but rarely, and I can with my own fingers, I've been city council, rarely do we have a 3-2 vote. And that's a manifestation of the way we are rowing together, because we are rowing in the same direction, and that's the key. You should be proud of your council for that. And looking forward, I just want to emphasize that the city has done so many fantastic things. And I was just chatting with Judge Sanchez today, and she's very impressed with the progress we're making in the city. And I am very impressed, and you should be very impressed. And we will continue this progress. And I just want to mention 3 of the main areas that we will continue to focus on. One, of course, is public safety. For me, for the council, that is job one, because that's our ultimate responsibility to you to make our city safe. Because no matter what we do, if you don't feel safe in your home, in your neighborhood, nothing else matters. Of course, we have some issues in terms of public safety, and we get that. There's always issue about response time. But please do not say, well, nothing's going to happen anyway. Please keep calling them, and we're going to solve this problem eventually. Because the bottom line here is we cannot give up. We need to make sure that our sheriff does the job. In the meantime, we know that they have some challenges, so we're augmenting the services that they provide. If you recall at the last city council meeting, we gave direction to staff to augment the services of the sheriff with the Southwest Patrol in the meantime. So we're there. We're trying to solve the problem. And of course, part of public safety is homelessness. We're making significant strides with homelessness, but there's still homeless in the city of Bellflower. But you should be proud because of the solutions that we have implemented so far. We are making significant progress. Second is economic development. We'll continue to focus on economic development because the bottom line here is we need the money to support the services that we provide. So we need to continue focusing on those possible developments. And of course, economic development includes vacant properties, and that's going to be another thing that we're going to focus on. And you've seen the changes that's occurred in the city in terms of vacant properties. And the third is quality of life issues. We want to make sure that the quality of life in the city of Bellflower improves. And you know that we have a lot of projects that are in the pipeline. And these are all, most of these are quality projects. For example, well, let me just kind of forewarn you that next year, there's going to be a big mess in the city of Bellflower. It's a good mess. It's going to be a good mess. There's going to be a lot of construction going on. For example, one example is the improvement on Bellflower Boulevard, south of Artesia, between Artesia, all the way to the Lakewood border. We're going to add a median. We're going to add bike lanes, and so on and so forth. Alondra Boulevard is going to be resurfaced from Bellflower Boulevard all the way to the Paramount border. So that's going to be a big mess. And Lakewood Boulevard, we're adding more traffic signals. We're adding protected left turn lanes on Lakewood Boulevard and Alondra, and Lakewood Boulevard, Lakewood Boulevard in Somerset, and Lakewood Boulevard and Flower Street. We're adding traffic signals on Lakewood Boulevard and Cedar, and Lakewood Boulevard and Main. And the biggest mess that's going to start next year is Sims Park. We're going to be adding the water recapture project, and we'll be building a youth and senior center. So I would say that pardon the mess, but it's going to be a good mess, because after that, Sims Park is going to be better than ever. And finally, when I go out, I see a lot of challenges in the city. But first and foremost, what I tell myself is, for the city of Bellflower, what motivates me is I see this phrase out there. It says, the best is yet to come. I always believe that, because that is the thing that motivates me to do more, to be better for our city. The best is yet to come for our city. And finally, I want to thank Judge Sanchez, Pastor Gartley for administering the oaths of office, Pastor Moshe Kanan for doing the invocation, BFW Post 9148 for the presentation of colors, and my son Mark Santa Ines for leading the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jonathan Berdios for singing the national anthem. So thank you so much for attending this ceremony, and I hope you stay for the rest of the meeting. It's going to be an exciting meeting. All right, Mayor Pro Tem Hamada.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do I get the same amount of time? No, I will be brief. I will be, okay, no. Well, first off, I want to, again, thank my colleagues for the recognition of this position. I'm one of those homegrown public servants. Bellflower's been my life here, and it's a town I love, and I've always been able to find ways to serve, and this is one way, but there are plenty of more other opportunities, and just that I just want to finish well, and definitely want to make this town, again, as it is right now. It's a great town. We are at a great time for in Bellflower. Things are happening. We have a great budget, and it's just always I'm always pleased to see that again, we have a great staff that moves on projects, and we have a great team here that will continue to work hard for you. I want to thank my family, my dear wife Sue here, and I believe oh, there they are. There's my daughter Amy, and Heather, and my son-in-law Christian, and the three grandkids. Oh yeah, there you are. And I want to thank them for just being a part of my life, and this is what it's about. It's about the future here for Bellflower, and it has a great future. And so again, I am deeply honored to again serve this community, and we're looking forward to a lot of great things. So again, thank you very much. And again, thank you again for this honor.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Hamada. Councilmember Dunn.
Thank you, Mayor Santa Ynez. It's been a really good ride. When I got on the council, a lot of you know this is just celebrating the fifth term being elected. When I got on the council in 2007, I was a young guy. I was the youngest on the council. And now I'm an old man. I'm the old guy. I don't know what happened. But what a journey it's been. When I got elected on the council, there was actually people worrying about downtown Bellflower, the dirty windows in the vacant buildings. And boy, we've come a long way in this long time frame. And I just know what my colleague, what the mayor said was, there's a lot in the pipeline. There is a lot in the pipeline. There's a lot more to come. And there will be more loaded into the pipeline. I would like to thank all the residents of Bellflower and friends and family for letting me do this another 4 years. With me here today, I have my lovely wife, Dawn, as she was on the riser with me today, swearing in. And then I have my sister and brother-in-law. They came in from a blizzard up in Big Bear today to get down here to watch me do this. And I really appreciate their company here tonight. And it is humbling to do this, work so hard in an election and have people believe in you to no end and to do everything they can to get you elected, and that's what happens. And I'm very grateful for it, to have that many friends and family members that believe in me. And all I know is there's a lot of good things coming to this town, and as me as one of the stewards up here making the decisions, we'll go the right direction and give you more to come. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Dunn. Councilmember Coops.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I really enjoy the ceremony that you're witnessing tonight, because 2 years ago, when we were in the middle of a pandemic, Victor and I were sworn in at our homes with our wives holding the Bible and our relatives holding the camera to transmit it to City Hall, because we were all shut down. So to have the pomp and circumstance of tonight was really cool. This is a team up here, one that has worked together in the last umpteen years to better Bellflower. None of us are in this situation to better our own economic selves, where the bottom line is, what is best for Bellflower? That's our mantra, and what we decide what projects we want to do and the ones we don't want to do, and where we prioritize them. If we have a consistent council, we have consistent staff, because they feel as though they're working at a place where they know that we can be trusted and their work is exemplary. What happens then is we get outside people come in and say, hey, I want to do work in Bellflower. I want to build a new Sonic Burger. I want to do a Golden Corral. I want to do an In-N-Out. That was never the chance before. But now we have had these opportunities, and we're building on that. So I'm glad the team is still intact and that we've got 4 years, 2 and 4 to go to try to finish some of the things that we started. It took a long time just to get out of the blocks. It took us 6 or 8 years just to get squared away in a way that we could bring projects. But now we're on a roll. And like everyone has said before, watch us as we proceed with the improvements that are needed. When Sims Park is finished, it'll be a brand new park like you've never seen before. A park that was been our existence since 1946 is going to look brand new, ready for the next generation. You know, many of us have grandchildren, and if you think about it, our grandchildren of today are going to live in the next century. So we're going to go through the whole 21st century. We're going to go to the 22nd century. And that's how we look forward to things in Bellflower. It's not what happens today. What will be here for the next generation to enjoy and have part of Bellflower to make it better again. But thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the fact that you've been mayor before and you have a chance to lead us again. I look for a good year under your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Coops. Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Without reiterating everything that was said this evening by all of you, I just definitely want to ensure that we are definitely in a place where the best is yet to come, like you said, Mr. Mayor. So with that, I want to definitely congratulate you, and I look forward to working with you and Mayor Pro Tem Raymond Hamada and your steadfast leadership. With that, I'd also like to congratulate the immediate past mayor, Mayor or Councilmember Ray Dunton, for your leadership this last year and for getting us through COVID. Just looking forward to the continued progress and so much more to come. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Sanchez. Next item on the agenda is public comments. Mr. Stewart.
This is the time set aside for the public to address the City Council on matters not listed on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the City Council should come to the podium, be recognized by the mayor, and state your name for the record. If you wish to address the City Council on an agenda item, you may do so by approaching the podium as we review that particular item. You will be given 3 minutes to address the City Council.
Good evening. My name is James Cody Berkey, and I am just finishing up 2 years as the president of the board of Cerritos College. I just wanted to take a moment tonight on behalf of the college just to congratulate Ray Dunton on his reelection, and our now Mayor Sonny Santinez and Mayor Pro Tem Ray Hamada. My area within the community college district has now been redrawn to only include Bellflower. So I think that's probably somebody figuring out that I was already very biased towards Bellflower and trying to make sure that all the interests were aligned. But we couldn't be more excited to have such strong leadership in U3 and the remainder of the city council. We very much are pulling in the same direction in terms of the economic development story of this area, and are very much looking forward to all these better days ahead that you're all working so hard on. So thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Berkey, and we look forward to continuing to work with you and the college.
Good evening, Mayor, Honorable Mayor Sonny Santinez, and congratulations to you, Councilman Dunton and Hamada. And my name is Renita Armstrong. I'm going out from being the president of the Bellflower Unified School District School Board, but I had to come in and say congratulations to the entire council. You guys are strong leadership, and while you were busy doing your own campaigning, you supported me, and that gave me a renewed sense of, I should say, worth, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I am being counted on by the leaders of the city of Bellflower. So I am humbled to have had your support, and I know you have my back. We are the future. We at Bellflower intend to continue to build futures for our children, and you have the city. I just want to make sure that we continue to work together as leaders of this great city, and I just want to thank you so much. Victor, Councilmember Sanchez and Dan Coops. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I don't know. I just know that I really want to do my best, because I also got reelected, so I have another 4 years too, and I am really looking forward to building an even stronger relationship with you as a leader. We have a new superintendent. We have 2 new board members that are sworn in, and they're doing their work already, and they're already asking questions because they want to hit the ground running. We are excited at Bellflower Unified School District. So looking forward to a great next 4 years and a stronger relationship. Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you, School Board Member Armstrong.
How's it going, Council? My name is Justin McEwen. I represent the office of Congresswoman Linda Sanchez. We just wanted to be able to come out and to make a quick thank you to you all. It takes a lot of teamwork to be able to have your city prosper the way it has in the most recent time. Mayor Dutton, thank you for everything you were able to do. You left a wonderful city and shoes to fill for Mayor Santanez. And we wanted to present you with a certificate of recognition on behalf of the Congresswoman. And just thank you for everything. And we look forward to seeing how far the city of Bellflower can go with your guys' leadership and selflessness. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. McEwen.
Good evening, everyone. Jose Solache, President of the Greater Lakewood Chamber of Commerce. Yes, I said Lakewood, but we also have members of the Bellflower business community in our chamber. Secondly, fellow council member in the city of Linwood. But most importantly, I was born in Bellflower, so I just wanted to show off on that. Kaiser Permanente is where I was born. My mom made a good choice. I bring greetings, congratulations to the 3 re-elected members. Wanted to say, running elections is not fun, but it's exciting because you get to connect with people, you get to connect with their community, and what matters to your city. I'm a little biased to Mayor Pro Tem Hamada, because he was our district governor when I was a Kiwanis president in the city of Huntington Park, District Division 13. I know some of you are also Kiwanis members, so just want to congratulate him, a little special congratulations to him, and congratulations to the mayor, Santanez, again, for your mayorship, and former mayor now, Dunton, on your service and your reelection. Good to be a good neighbor, and I have to agree with one last thing with what Mayor Santanez said. I come from a city council that the last 2 years we had a 5-0 city council. And that was beautiful because we got to work together, projects got done, and it was about serving the people. And the politics happened, but it didn't happen where we were human first, and we respected each other. So yes, there's a lot of jealousy of Bellflower when we go to conferences, because you guys represent your community as a whole, and you're one team. I want to say that I witnessed that last 2 years. God save us the next couple of years what happens, because elections do happen, and there's changes. But Bellflower, we are jealous of your continuous leadership, and I look forward to working with all of you through Lakewood and through the city of Linwood. Thank you again, and congratulations all.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Solache. Anyone else? Okay, we're moving along. Item 14A, Mr. Stewart.
This is a public hearing, and it's consideration possible action to conduct an annual public hearing to consider whether the 5% utility users tax, the UT, should continue in effect or be modified or repealed. This is a ministerial item that the council takes on every year. Mr. Hockman's here to answer your questions you might have.
Mr. Hockman, are you ready for your 1-hour presentation?
Mr. Mayor and members of the council, you'd mentioned earlier that this was going to be an exciting meeting, and I'd like to humbly confess my portion will not be exciting at all. But I have done it about 22 times, as I was thinking earlier. What's different this year, however, is you didn't have formal input from the Public Safety Review Committee. You see in the staff report later in the agenda some of the challenges associated with that group. But if I could, I would have you move to page 3 of your staff report. It's a very, very familiar chart, but I think it tells the tale very well. For the audience, it basically shows the revenue that's come in each year from the utility users tax, but it also shows the trend of inflation, and it also shows the trend of inflation plus population growth in the city. And one would assume that if population is going up and inflation is going up, then the utility users tax revenue should go up to stay consistent. But in the last 11 years, this chart has really been known as the bad news chart, because inflation is going up, population is going up, and revenue is going down. If you were to look at this year, we're basically down 40% from where we would be if we kept pace with inflation over the years. And I don't think that the city leaders back in the mid-90s, when this utility users tax came about, would have anticipated that the projected stable income would actually be degrading by such a significant percentage. And as you've recall from past reports, it has a lot to do with telecom industry and how that's changed, and the internet and how that's changed in terms of taxable income, which is no longer taxable in many aspects. But that's where we're at with the revenue. That's where we're at with our situation now, and that actually concludes my brief report. And so I'd be happy to answer questions, or if it's related to finances, we'll be happy to get Tay to come up and answer your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman, for your comprehensive report. Are there any discussion?
If not, I'd like to make a motion to approve 14A.
We have two. It would be appropriate to open the public hearing, take testimony.
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second the motion.
Motion by Councilmember
Okay.
Danton and second by Councilmember Coops to open the public hearing without objection. That will be the order. Any comments from the public?
Not seeing any, make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Councilmember Coops to close the public hearing. Without objection, that will be the order.
Okay.
Roll call, please. Oh,
Make a motion to approve 14A, the UUT, and fund the community policing program with the revenues generated by the UUT.
I'll second that motion.
motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Councilmember Coops to adopt resolution.
There's no number on it.
There's no number. No number. Okay. All right. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamada?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. All right. Thank you for that. Next item, item 14B. Mr. Stewart.
This is consideration possible action. Conduct a public hearing to adopt urgency ordinance number 1422, and I'll just read down to waive further action and adopt ordinance number 1421. An ordinance adopting the 2022 editions of the California Building Code, the California Residential Code, the California Electrical Code, Mechanical Code, Plumbing Code, Energy Code, California Fire Code, and existing building code, the California Green Building Standards Code, the California Reference Standards Code, and the California Building Standards Administrative Code, making certain amendments based upon local conditions and amending the Bellflower Municipal Code to reflect those changes. And what we're looking for today, I believe, is for the council to open the public hearing and adjourn it to Thursday morning at 10 o'clock.
Move we open the public hearing?
Second.
And adopt the urgency ordinance, correct.
Motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Councilmember Coops to open the public hearing.
No, Mr. Sanchez.
Oh, Mr. Sanchez, Councilmember Sanchez, sorry. To open the public hearing. Without objection, that will be the order. Any comments from the public? This is a very exciting topic. All the building codes. You need to come up here, sir.
Well, that's my point. My wife wanted to speak earlier.
Oh.
The problem is she didn't have a wireless mic up here so she could hear. That's the reason I'm
Okay, can we bring the microphone to your wife? Is it the wife?
It's wired.
It's wired.
Okay.
All right.
We're bringing it. These are bringing it.
I'm going to speak right here first, okay? That's one of my points. As the city goes forwards, can you adopt certain measures to have a little more access, you know, for people in wheelchairs or can't come up here? Like, we've used this auditorium before and there's no way to get here unless you go through the freight door. And the only reason I'm up here is, would you guys please, in the future, Mr. Mayor, going forward, we've got great sidewalks with the little ramps, those are great. But in the future, can you, like, we don't have a mic here, you know, she can't come down here and speak in this mic, and that's why I'm here bringing it to your attention. Could you, in the future, find measures to make it possible for people that need that? It's as simple as get a wireless mic and take it up here. Could you do that?
We will certainly look into that.
Make better access? Like, for example, if she had to come up on stage, how would she get up here tonight? She couldn't. She had to go through the back door. So in the future, with your wisdom, however that happens, can you be mindful of access for handicap or simply, you know, just a walker getting down here? How are they going to get down to this wireless mic? And that's all I'd like to address in the city going forward.
All right, thank you for your
Is that
comment.
okay?
And we will certainly look into that.
You got all our cell phone numbers. It's the first I've heard about it.
Yeah, but there's a public meeting. There's a public meeting right here.
Okay.
But I'm not here to
but-
criticize, I'm just here, couldn't that also be on the agenda?
Yeah, we
of
will look
going
into
forward?
that, certainly.
She had
That's
something
a good
earlier she
point.
wanted to say, but it's no big deal. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Does your wife want to speak?
Not on this topic.
Oh, no, no, okay, all right. Any other comment? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Yes, so moved.
I second it. Without objection, that will be the order. Motion by Councilmember, Mayor Pro Tem Hamada, seconded by myself, to close the public hearing. Without objection, that will be the order. All right. Action?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. As a reminder, there is an urgency ordinance on that's recommended for adoption. And also, if you would continue this public hearing, or the item to the 15th, correct?
10 a.m.
December 15th at 10 a.m. We'll continue the entire meeting as a regular meeting to that date. But if you would consider a motion to adopt the urgency ordinance tonight, that would be great. And then it would be introduction and waiver of first reading for the regular ordinance tonight.
Okay, so there's two resolutions that we need, ordinances that we need to adopt tonight. 12, 14, 22, that's the urgency ordinance, correct?
Correct, yes.
And the other one is to,
The other one is introduction and waiver of first reading for the regular ordinance. They're both the exact
which
same
will be held,
ordinance.
which will be held at the next meeting.
Correct.
Okay,
Let me try to do it.
yes, Councilmember Dunn.
Okay, I'll try. I'd like to make a motion to adopt urgency ordinance number 1422, an urgency ordinance adopting the 22 additions of the California Building Code, the California Residential Code, the California Electrical Code, Mechanical Code, the Plumbing Code, Energy Code, the California Fire, existing Building Code, the California Green Building Code, the Standards Code, the California Reference Standards Code, and the California Building Standards Administrative Code, making certain amendments based on the conditions of the amending the Bellflower Municipal Codes, which reflect such changes. And waive further reading and adopt ordinance 1421, an ordinance adopt. Oh, that was going to be continued to the, to
correct.
December 15th.
Yes, so tonight would just be introduction and waiver of first reading for 1421.
Okay. And I'll stop right there. Okay, anybody want to second that?
I'll second.
All right, motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Councilmember Coops. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamada?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. Next item, item 16A, Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, this is consideration possible action to authorize the Director of Public Works or designate to install red curb parking restrictions at 10145 Walnut Street fronting Woodruff Avenue. This is an item that's been taken up previously by the Public Safety Commission. No action was taken. Councilmember Dutton has requested this item be reconsidered, and it's on tonight's agenda accordingly.
And Mr. Gorek is going to make the staff report.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. Yeah, before you tonight, we have this item for consideration. This was a request that came from the public earlier this year to install red curb restrictions at 10145 Walnut. That happens to be the northwest corner property at Walnut and Woodruff. This would be for red curb on the Woodruff side to eliminate vehicle parking there, to allow for line of sight for vehicles that would be pulling out from Walnut onto Woodruff. So at the commission meeting, there was a motion to approve this request. However, there was no second motion at the Public Safety Committee. Therefore, the motion died at that point in time. So as City Manager Stewart had mentioned, former mayor or past mayor Dunton asked that this item be reconsidered tonight by the City Council. And with that, the recommendation is to authorize the Director of Public Works to install red curb parking restrictions at 10145 Walnut Street, or alternatively, discuss and take other action as needed.
Okay, just a couple of questions. What is the opinion of the city engineer?
The
About this
opinion
item.
of the city engineer was to move the item forward initially to the Public Safety Commission. It was a valid request. The only thing that was initially changed was the request was to red curb from the corner all the way to the first driveway apron, which was approximately 60 feet. The city engineer determined that we didn't need that much red curb because we like to protect the ability to park on street for vehicles. So he came up with the measurement of 25 feet, which is standard that we typically do. So he was in favor of the request.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any question for Mr. Goraki?
No.
All right. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, gentlemen, what's your
I'll
pleasure?
go ahead and, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the Director of Public Works or designate to install the red curb restrictions at 10145 Walnut, fronting Woodruff Avenue.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded Mayor Pro Tem Hamada, to authorize the Public Works Director to install the red curb on the address specified in the staff report. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamada?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. All right, we're doing well. Consent calendar. Are there any, first of all, I want to ask for any recusals or conflicts.
Mr. Mayor, I have a conflict on 17F because I have property located within 300 feet of the park, so I'll be recusing from that item.
On 17F, all right?
Correct.
Anyone else? Okay, is there anyone who wants to pull an item from the agenda?
I'll go ahead and move. I'll move the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hamada to adopt the consent calendar. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamada?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. All right, last item is the council reports. Councilmember Danton.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and watching our ceremony and our council meeting and making it short. Just a big thank you to all of you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Danton. Councilmember Coops.
Thank you, Mr. Santinez, Mayor Sonny Santinez. It's a new ring to it, right? I just, again, I want to thank you all for coming, being a participant in your city government. Many of you have never been to one of these things before, so it's new to you. Many of you come every week or every year or whatever we have. I want to thank you for that. We all serve at the pleasure of you. And so for you to be able to come out, and many of you are watching this online in the next day or two, we really appreciate that. We don't work for the city, we work for you. And as a result of that, we're very attentive to you. So if you have a concern, please instill that on email or call City Hall. And I promise you either ourselves will report or we'll have a staff member report in our behalf because we may not know the answer. But I want to thank you for the privilege of being able to be a part of this body. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Coops. Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I, too, just want to thank the community for its trust and for having me in this place, this position. It is a pleasure to serve among these gentlemen. We continue to do great work for our city, and I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I want to, as this is our last meeting of the year, I want to thank staff for all their work and efforts. It was mentioned tonight, staff are the individuals who make things happen in our city. They're the ones that are doing the day-to-day operations, so I just want to thank you all for all that you do. And with that, just happy holidays to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful time with your families. Enjoy this evening, and again, congratulations to all three of you who won your election, and again, looking forward to the new leadership under your mayorship and Mayor Pro Tem Hamada. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Sanchez. Mayor Pro Tem Hamada.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, I want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues. Again, I want to extend appreciations to the audience. Again, to the Bellflower family out there is, again, we're serving you. So if you have questions, you have needs, please speak up, and we'll, again, give it a shot. So just wanted to brief the council. I was able to attend the 13th Annual Economic Summit, again, held by SCAG on the 1st of December. Again, I think one of the key points was that unemployment is back down to pre-COVID levels. So people are working. People are back to work. And hopefully they find the right jobs and stick with it and keep things moving. Again, some of the key discussions included the resources that Southern California has, and again, the water opportunities, we've got hospitality, and also the supply chains that are out there. So those are some of the key subjects that again were discussed, and hopefully there's some again, new ideas out there, and we'll again take a look. The other is the fiscal opportunities. There is what they're saying is there's a ton of federal and state grant money out there. So I'll look to staff. Staff will hopefully take a look. But again, cities are just constantly applying for subsidies. So there are opportunities, and so we're also again give it a shot to at least seek some additional funding so that we can move forward on some things. So that's all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Hamada. All right, thank you very much. Just final comment. First of all, I want to thank our staff, our wonderful staff, for doing a lot of work in preparing for this event, especially the city clerk's office and also the Parks and Recreation Department. You've seen this stage being set up. I mean, it took a lot of work. The rehearsals, all this, I mean, we're just on cue every minute of the day since 4 p.m. We're under their watch. They know where we are in the building. So if any one of us is missing, they keep track of us to make sure that everyone is here by 7 p.m. So staff, thank you so much for a wonderful job. And as was mentioned by my fellow council members, we're available to you. But I'm going to kind of flip. I have an ask of you. One thing I want to ask you is, as you have listened, one of the items in the agenda for tonight is the Public Safety Review Committee was basically disbanded because of lack of participation. We want you to participate, especially Neighborhood Watch. We want you to be active in your community. So we're going to be reaching out to you, especially for Neighborhood Watch program and also for the Volunteers on Patrol, because we want to make sure that there's a good partnership between the city, between our residents and our public safety officials, including our sheriff's department. So please do not get tired. We need to work on this. So we will be asking for your help to make sure that our city is safe. So with that, this meeting is going to be continued to December 15th, 2022 at 10 a.m. And after the adjournment of this meeting, there will be refreshments and cake at the lobby. So thank you so much for coming to this wonderful ceremony and meeting, and this meeting is now adjourned.